they're moving really quickly, but just flitting over my head are pipistrelle bats who live somewhere in the trees around here, and they are an absolute joy to sit out in the garden and witness on these summer evenings. There's only a couple I can see at the moment, and they're so small and so quick that you blink and you miss them, but yeah, they come and feast on the insects, and yeah, yeah, my neighbours. Yeah, and that you can see just over the wall there's a house, so that's my garden wall. There's the next door neighbour's garden, and just beyond that is the house that you can see there, and that has only been there for the last 12 years or so, and before that, literally, this was all trees. It was like we lived in the middle of a little copse, and it was just like being in the middle of the woods in a town, and it was beautiful. And developers had been trying for years to get permission to remove the trees and build houses over there, and they kept getting rejected because there was a prohibition notice in place on the trees, and the reason the prohibition notice was there was because of the pipistrelle bats, which are a protected species, and can't pull the trees down because that's where the bats live. And it must have been, I don't know, about 2006, 2007. Gone away on holiday one summer up to my mum and dad's, I think, and come back, and literally came back and the trees were gone. I mean, that big tree you can see there is in the immediate next door neighbour's garden, so obviously that, you know, wasn't pulled down. There was, but beyond that, where that house was, there was a whole load of other trees, and they were all gone. And the reason given was the bats had all of a sudden decided, of their own volition, that they really didn't want to live there anymore, and had just, oh, there's another one, they just upped and left. Yeah, right. So I suspect that something nefarious had gone on, and the bats had been got rid of. But over the last couple of years, they've come back, and they've obviously made their home. You can see there's quite a lot of greenery that they could roost in, and they've returned, and it's absolutely wonderful to see them. And I just love sitting out here and just watching them, catching fleeting glimpses of them flitting above my head. So yeah, the pipistrelle bats of Essex.